Hi, I'm Danner. I'm a computer engineering student from Huntsville, Alabama. When I was a kid, my family built this shed in the hills of southern Tennessee. It sat dormant for nearly 20 years and began to deteriorate. I'm currently on a mission to restore the shed and convert it into an amazing tiny house. With the help of my dad, I'm learning the basics of construction, restoring the land, and documenting our story. This is Abandoned Shed to Tiny House. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I have had a busy week at school. As you guys know, I'm a full-time engineering student. The last evening we decided to come up, camp at the shed, and we actually made a gigantic burn pile. We've been clearing out all the trees around the barn that we explored in the barn exploration video. We took all the trees and just made this gigantic burn pile. And when we lit that thing off last night, there were flames at least 30 feet tall. It was pretty crazy. So last night was really fun. We had a fire, and today we're gonna be continuing to work on the shed. You guys saw in the previous video that we framed our shop and the kitchen, and today we're going to be continuing to work on those. We still have to put up the rafters. We still have to secure the wall to the concrete with the concrete screws. After we get the rafters up, we're going to be continuing the process of drying this thing in. You guys remember we put the plastic on the other side, so we're going to need to lift up that plastic, attach the rafters, and then put down OSB. When we put down the OSB, we want to time it so that water isn't leaking into the cracks. There's this material that you put in between the OSB and the roof, and it helps protect from the weather and water coming down. So when we put up the OSB, we want to make sure we put that on pretty much immediately so that water isn't getting all over the OSB and ruining it. So we're gonna see how far we can get this weekend. Also, before we get started, I just wanted to share that I just hit 20,000 subscribers, which is really awesome. So thank you to all of you who have subscribed. I'm just so happy to see that we got 20,000 subscribers. When I hear 20,000 subscribers, I'm imagining like me standing on a stage in front of 20,000 people, and that's just a lot of people. So thank you to all of you who have hit subscribe, and let's go ahead and start working on these additions and see where we can get to. So we've been drilling in these concrete anchors, and this drill is just barely hanging in there. I think there's either like something melting or like something like some kind of oil coming out of it. Yeah, it's just barely hanging in there. So we're gonna let this thing cool off, and hopefully we can make it last for the rest of the time. But this was a pawn shop find though, so hopefully. Hey Cecil, I'm glad we didn't get one new. So let's let this thing cool off. So we just got wrapped up with our rafters, and I just wanted to show you the brackets that we use to put up these rafters. So this is what holds it to the ledger. You just nail those in. Dad nailed in most of those, and then these are what we're going to be using to attach the rafters on the other side to the wall. And something cool about these is these are the original ones that came off the shed from the lean-to that was on here earlier. But overall it ended up fitting really well, and it's actually it feels a lot bigger in here than I thought it was going to. So I think this is going to be an awesome shop. And now we just have to repeat this on the other side for a kitchen. So we have all these boards, and we need to go ahead and cut those and make them our rafters. And then we're just gonna repeat what we did on this side, and hopefully it should go a lot quicker this time. So yeah, just with getting everything done, I'm a beginner when it comes to all of this. It's been cool to learn everything and do it for the first time, but the downside of that is you're also gonna be really slow at everything because you're learning how to do it on the spot. Building walls, putting up rafters, doing all this. Now when we move to the other side, we're gonna be a little more familiar with everything. Now we know exactly how to cut the rafters, exactly how to hang them. We know how to measure everything. So now we're gonna be a little quicker on the other side. And also the weather is really great today, so it's gonna be a more enjoyable experience overall. Not really having to think too hard today. We're just gonna be getting it done. So let's go ahead, head over to the other side and start working on these rafters. We still need to tear down that metal on the other side and get it prepared, but hopefully we can get a lot done today because I have a busy week ahead of me at school. So let's go see what we can do. Alright, so we're just about wrapped up with our roof. As you can see, it looks awesome, and just walking through there, it feels really big when you're walking in it, and it looks so good. And I'm really excited to get this thing dried in and start moving to some inside projects, because honestly, I am a little bit tired of framing, and I'm ready to just be inside working on something and out of the weather for a little bit. So we still have a few more things to wrap up on. We have our barge rafters, we have the fascia, and we have to put in our sheathing. We still have to finish up the corners and do a couple little things here and there. So we're going to be working on those here over the next couple weeks. And pretty much after that point, we'll be able to be completely dried in. It's looking like it's going to be raining over the weekend, so we're going to see what we can get done. And really up to this point, we've had a lot of things that we were waiting on, like waiting on contractors or waiting on the weather to be nice. And after we're able to start working inside, we won't really have to worry about weather too much because we'll just be able to work rain or shine. But it'll give us the opportunity to work on some smaller projects inside and a different variety of videos other than just these big building projects. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But I think that's going to be a wrap for this video. Thank you to all of you who've subscribed and backed on Patreon. And also, I wanted to announce that I just opened up a P.O. box. So if you would like to send us anything, you can send it right here, P.O. Box 52, Taft, Tennessee. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.